Hello everyone, a very good morning to all my students. Good morning, Ria. Good morning, Tejas. Shivam, Shayan, a very good morning. So let me tell you, in the last class, we were practicing questions on single entry. We solved 2 questions in last class and we were practicing them to prepare final accounts from incomplete records. I had given you one question as homework. It was question number 6. You had to try this at home. Did all of you try question number 6? Yes, tell me if you tried question number 6. It was an easy question and not that tough. If you sit with a calm mind and do it patiently, then it will be absolutely correct. And in this, your balance sheet should tally. And now can you tell me, did you all try question number 6? All right. So next, that is very well done, guys, Shivam and Shayan. Very good, Tejas. Okay, so now let me discuss question number 6 here. The books of Mr. Z showed the following information, so it's clear that Mr. Z's books are giving us the following information. Opening bank balance is not provided, but closing balance is. Similarly, opening balance for debtor and creditor is not provided, but closing balance is. The opening balances of 3 ledgers are missing, and we'll have to calculate them when we create ledgers. Stock is given, fixed asset is given. Many other more details have been provided regarding the banking transactions of the bank that is there. Other information includes a few points, and it says to prepare the trading PL account for the year ended 31st December 2016 where balance sheet wasn't required. But if you prepare, it will be good and you'll also get to learn things. You mainly had to prepare trading P&L account. Okay, so next we have is answer to question 6. Now let's get the answer to question 6. Mr. Z. Now I need to create a trading and PL account. Then next I need to create closing balance sheet, which is given as on December 31st, 2016. Then I need to create one in a working note, that is opening balance sheet. Then next, what I need to create is a bank account. Debtors account. Creditors account. This much will be enough for my work to be done. If anything else is needed, we'll create it separately later. For example, if there's a need to create an account on fixed assets, then I'll create the account. So in this, I can work even without an account. If it seems necessary, we can do it, okay? Very good, Shivam. I think your answer will be correct. It's such a good answer given. First of all, the opening bank balance is not provided, but the closing balance is. So in the closing, buy balance CD. 50,000. This closing balance will be reflected in the balance sheet bank. 50,000. The closing balance of the debtors is given as buy balance CD. 87,500. So here this debtors balance will appear in the balance sheet as 87,500. 87,500. The creditors balance is 46,000. In creditors to balance CD. 46,000. So this will be the creditors balance here. That is 46,000. 46,000. Then here we'll have opening and closing stock. In the trading account, that will be to opening stock by closing stock. Opening stock is 50 and closing stock will be 62,500. Opening stock goes to opening balance sheet, closing stock goes to closing balance sheet, and this is closing. And this stock becomes the opening. I'm writing the opening one, fixed assets is 7,500. I'll not write the closing one for now. We will look at the closing later. It includes things like depreciation, purchases, sales, etc. Then in the bank transaction, it is the receipt from customer. Bank account debit to debtor. The money that's received is 340. In debtor by bank, 340. Then payment to the creditor in the bank by creditor, 280. In the creditor to bank, 280. Now, next. Here it is given as the capital brought in the bank to capital, 5,000. This additional capital will be reflected in the balance sheet as the opening capital plus introduction. 5,000. Next, sale of fixed assets. Fixed asset was sold. So first let me show in bank as to fixed asset. Money was received, 1750. There's a line written below, book value of fixed asset sold is 2,500. When I sold the fixed asset, it was for 2,500. Fixed assets of 2,500 were sold for 1,750, giving a loss of 750. Loss will go to P&L, that is to loss on sale of fixed asset. To loss on sale of fixed asset. An asset of 2,500 was sold for 1,750, giving a loss of 750 rupees. Loss of 750 rupees. Out of 7,500, we deducted 2,500, 5,000 assets remained. Next, 49,250 expenses were paid. That is in the bank by expenses. 49,250. And these expenses will come under the PL. 49,250. Next, it's 25,000 for drawings in the bank by drawings. 25,000. So these drawings will be deducted from the capital and that will be 25,000. The purchase of fixed asset, 5,000 in bank by fixed asset, 5,000. Now, fixed asset was 7,500, 2,500 was sold, then 5 were left and 5 more were purchased, making it 10. But the closing balance for the fixed asset is 9,000. The fixed asset should have been 10,000, but it's 9,000. So in this, depreciation will become 1,000. The depreciation will come as 1,000 and the fixed asset will become 9,000. Depreciation is 1,000 and fixed asset is 9,000. And if you want, you can create a small fixed asset account for this. It will be simple and easy for you. We had created many fixed asset accounts in the depreciation chapter. Opening is 7,500. By bank it is 1,750 and by PL it is 750, which was sold. Then purchase was done for 5,000. Closing balance 9,000. So there will be a difference of 1,000 and that difference of 1,000 is depreciation. This 1,000 difference here is depreciation. Is it 1,000 or 1,500? It's coming as 1,000. Depreciation. You can create these ledgers to balance BD, to bank, by PL, by balance CD. The difference is depreciation of 1,000 rupees. 5 plus 5 is 10, but closing is showing 9, so a depreciation of 1,000. Let's move ahead. Then the last part of question says cost of goods sold is 2,60,000. And the GP here is 25% on the cost of goods sold. So first I can write GP to gross profit. That is 25% of 2,60,000. Therefore, 25% of 2,60,000 is 65,000. By GP is taken as 65,000. So we are given the cost of goods sold as 260 and GP is said to be 25% on the cost of goods sold. So GP will be 25% on that. Now I can calculate the purchases. I will write purchases. COGS is equal to opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. COGS is given as 260. Opening stock of 50,000 is given. Purchases needs to be calculated. Closing is given as 62,500. So the purchases will be calculated to become 272,500. Therefore, the purchases is 272,500. Purchases is 272,500. Can you check whether you got the purchases? It has not been specified in this whether it's a cash purchase or a credit purchase. It didn't mention the kind of purchase. So when nothing is mentioned, we are assuming it's a credit purchase because it's a creditor account. Buy purchases 272,500. 272,500. The question is complete up to here. If the purchases are calculated here, then the sales will be calculated as balancing figure. Here, the sales is 3,25,000. Sales will be 3,25,000 and you can check that. 260 plus 65, cost of goods sold is 260 plus GP 65, COGS plus GP equals sales. 325. I am considering these sales as credit sales. Two sales. 325. Now from here, you can start closing your ledger. Fixed asset is done. Now tell me what will we get in the creditor account when the opening balance is not given. Calculate the opening balance. 280 plus 46 minus 272,500. 53,500. For creditors, 53,500 is the opening. You can check once to see if you also got the same answer. For debtors, it is 340 plus 87,500 minus 325. To balance BD, 1,02,500. Debtors 1,02,500 for the opening date. Debtors 1,02,500. There is no opening balance even in the bank. 50 plus 5 plus 25 plus 49,250 plus 280 minus 1,750 minus 5 minus 340 62,500. To balance BD, we have 62,500 as bank balance. The bank balance is 62,500. Now what you can do is calculate the balancing figure of your capital. To calculate the figure of capital was the homework for you. You had to try it at home. Also, if someone tries to do it by watching the video now, they will feel that I'm making them do it very fast. As it was homework. I am discussing all of this, and that is just for you. It was not even something to discuss as it was an easy question. Capital 169. Now I have to calculate the net profit. 14,000. Here we need to add net profit of 14,000. 169 plus 5 plus 14 minus 25. 163 plus 46. 209. $209 is my balance sheet total. And this completes my question number 6. You can pause and check if you want to. And the online people, those who have done it, there is no need to worry. These are my workings. COGS opening stock plus purchase plus direct expense minus closing. Direct expense was not in this question. So using the opening, purchase and closing, I calculated the purchases completely. I hope it's clear. So now, next. Today we will take up the very first question, that is question number 5. Write it as a good question. Question number 5 is a good question. I'll read the question. We will do it together. The following information is supplied from defective records. So for this record, it's the signal entry. You are required to prepare trading and PL account for the year ended 31st December 2015 and balance sheet as on that date. Prepare a trading PL and balance sheet. At first, we are given the balances of ledgers. So I'll prepare the creditors account. I will not prepare outstanding expenses. I'll not prepare sundry assets and stocks. I'll prepare cash in hand and cash at bank. Until now, every question had either cash or bank, and if there was cash and bank together, it was given separately. This time, the question combined and provided the cash and bank balance. Now, if the balance is given combined, then normally we have to prepare only one ledger account because we cannot create separate ledger accounts for two. So if the balance is given combined, then I can create a combined account for cash and bank. For the debtors, it's my third account. And fourth, I'll prepare an opening balance sheet. It is only because the opening capital is not given, so I'll prepare an opening balance sheet. This year's transactions are given here. Cash and discount credited to debtor, return from bad debts sales. Discount allowed written to creditor. Then capital introduced, paid into bank. Receipt from the debtors paid into bank. Cash purchase, expense paid by cash and check, all of this is given in parts separately. And what is given at the end? It's the cash in hand at the end. In the question, balance is given in the last, cash in hand at the end. That is on the closing date. Cash and bank balance together is 8,080 by combining both together. Below you are given cash in hand as 1,200, so that will be 1,200. The total balance is 8,080 and cash is 1,200. So then now I can say that the bank balance will become 6,880. So you can see that 6,880 will be my bank balance here. Let me repeat, 6,880. So what the question did here was, towards the end it gave you a separate cash balance so that you could break down the balances of cash and bank. Closing balance is given but not the opening one. If one balance is broken down and provided, then it's possible to calculate other balance when we create ledger account. If this information of cash in hand at the end wasn't provided, then I wouldn't be able to create two separate accounts for cash and bank, but just one. And when they gave us this detailed information of balances by breaking it down, then we'll now make two accounts, a separate cash and bank account. We will create a cash book in which a cash column and bank column will come separately. If this wasn't provided, then I would combine cash and bank to create it. The best thing about this question is this, that you will have to create for cash and bank separately in spite of the combined initial information that was given to you. I have separate and different transactions, then I have separate and different closing balances, and I can also calculate opening balances separately. So when I create the ledger account, I'll create separate ledgers for cash and bank. If this information was not in the question, then only one account would be created combining cash and bank. But as it's available, I'll create two separate ledgers since it is possible to create them separately. It might be that you find some missing information there. So, first of all, understand the requirement of the question. Here I will write answer to question number 5. If name is not given, then I'm starting directly with trading and PL account. For the year ended date is 31st December 15. So it will be trading and PL account for the year ended 31st December 15. Balance sheet as on 31st December 15. Working note, balance sheet mentioned as on 31st December 14. Then what I need to create is a cash book with double column. It will have two columns in this. One will be the cash column and the other will be the bank column. I will create one for the debtors account and the other I'll create for the creditors account. That's it. From the first glance, it seems I will be able to get the work done by only doing this much. Cash, bank, debtor, creditor, opening balance sheet are my working notes. You might be creating the trading PL balance sheet on left hand side and working notes on right hand side. But you can always create it like this as it's the best method for doing single entry. And with this, you will be able to do it very fast and avoid silly mistakes. Make it like this in exam as well. Cash, bank, debtor and creditor. Tell me, is it clear? Once it's done, let me know. Then I'll start the questions. Remember, you'll create separate cash and bank accounts when you are given separate information for balance and separate information for transactions. If these informations are not separate, then cash and bank will not be separate, it will be combined. But we had this information that transactions and balances were separate. That's why I have created two accounts. Done. Let's start the work. Here the opening and closing balance of the creditor is given, right? The opening and closing balance is given. Now I'll go to creditor's account and I'll write by balance BD. Opening balance 15,770. Then I'll write to balance CD. 12,400, 15,770 and 12,400. This creditor will go into the balance sheet. In the opening balance sheet, the opening creditor. And in the closing balance sheet, the closing creditors. That means in opening balance sheet, opening creditors, and in closing balance sheet, closing creditors. Now next, we have general expenses. It is of 600 and 330, then outstanding expense. Let me write it here once in the balance sheet. And along with that, I will also have to adjust this from the expense. Opening balance is 600 and closing one is 330. Let's move on now. Tell me how it will be adjusted from the expenses to general expenses. From it, we'll subtract opening outstanding plus closing outstanding. So we had shown and taught you this in the chapter of final accounts, right? That means we deduct opening outstanding and we'll add closing outstanding to the expenses. General expenses owing. So first I've shown outstanding amount in balance sheet, then it will be adjusted from the expenses. So that means we'll deduct opening expense of last year and add closing expense of the current year. Now next we have sundry assets. It's saying about fixed assets. So I'm writing opening balance and we'll hold the closing one. Means I'll hold closing balance for now and we'll see later. Opening stock and closing stock. To opening stock 8,040. By closing stock is given. The closing stock is 11,120. That means the closing stock will be 11,120, okay? And the opening stock will become 8,040. I hope this much is clear. 8,040 and 11,120. Look, who's here? She's my daughter. She won't understand that class is going on here. Right? Students. No. Look, everyone is watching you. Everyone is saying hello. Say hello. Wave your hand towards everyone. Okay, go. Your mother is calling. Okay, let's go. So till here we have discussed stocks. Now let's move forward. Cash in hand, cash at bank. We don't know the opening balance, but we can separate the closing balance. Okay. So in the bank, we will write by balance CD. And here the total amount is already given. It is 8,080, in which 1,200 is cash and bank balance will become 6,880. Means it will be 6,880. Closing balance of cash and bank. This will be included in closing balance sheet. We'll write cash 1,200 and then we will write bank 6,880. The question has given separate information of closing balances. If closing is 1,200 cash, then bank balance will be 6,880. Done. Let's move further. Now we've closing balance of debtor. It's 17,870. So write by balance CD 17,870. Now in closing balance sheet, the debtors will be 17,870. And as you can see that I have posted all the information one by one in the ledger and in the final accounts. Only the opening balance of cash and bank is left and the closing balance of the sundry asset is left. Since I don't have complete information about it yet, so I am not doing it in hurry. But yes, here I can write it like this. To balance BD 6960, okay? I'll write total balance 6960 and I can mark it. Later when I'll get information, then I'll separate it. So I'm writing 6960 here. And then I will leave it like that. Done. Now, next we have the cash and discount credited to debtors. So in debtors account, we have credited some cash and some discount. Cash credited to debtors account, that simply means cash received, and discount credited means discount allowed. We have credited the cash and discount to the debtors account of 64,000, but we need separate values for both cash and discount, right? We should know how much is cash and discount because it is given in combined form here. So I'll wait for them to be separated, right? Then only I'll be able to show them correctly. Returns from debtor. The debtor has returned the goods. So we will go to the debtors account and there we'll write sales return. Now what we'll do with this sales return? We will deduct this sales return in the trading account from sales, right? Now here we will write by sales minus returns. So it will come 1450. All right. $1450. Now next you can see we have bad debts of 420. Okay, bad debts is of 420. So the bad debts will come into the debtors account, all right? Now where this bad debt will go? It will go to the P&L because this is loss. Bad debts 420. Then we have sales, cash and credit. So here total sales is mentioned and not individually. I am writing total sales in the trading account. But I'll wait to get it individually, otherwise I will not be able to show it in cash and debtors account. So I will wait for it. Next is discount allowed by creditor. The creditor has given a discount. So for me, this will be to discount received 400. No wait, discount received will be 700. And the discount received will go to P&L by discount received 700 returns to creditor. So we have returned goods to the creditor. In creditor's right to purchase return 400. Purchase return 400. This purchase return will be deducted from purchases. $400. Take your time and do it, okay? Next, capital introduced, paid into bank. I've deposited into bank and introduced the capital. So write to capital 8,500. We've deposited in bank and this capital introduction will be added to the opening capital. Is this clear? 8,500. Next, receipt from debtors and it mentions paid into bank 62,500. Now this receipt from debtors is given separately and it mentions paid into bank 62,500. And above it was given cash and discount credited to debtors for 64,000. The total of cash and discount was 64,000. Now cash, I mean receipt is 62,500. The total is 64,000 in which the receipt is 62,500. So how much will be the discount? To calculate discount, we'll subtract 62,500 from 64,000. It will be 1,500. And if I deposit this money in bank, then I can work in two ways. First, I can show cash receipt, then I can make a contra entry. Or I can directly show receipt in bank. There is no problem. So in bank, I'll directly show receipt. In data's account, by bank, 62,500. And by discount allowed, 1,500. And in total, it was 64,000, okay? The total including the receipt and discount was 64,000, in which 62,500 is receipt and discount is 1,500. Now in bank account, we will write two datas. 62,500. And look, the discount will go into P&L to discount allowed 1,500. So the discount of 1,500 will show in P&L. Okay, discount will come in P&L of 1,500. Done. Now let's move forward. This 62,500 and 64,000 is completed. Next we have cash purchases 1,030. So in cash we will write by purchases 1,030. These purchases will come under trading. And in bracket I am writing 1,030 cash purchase. Now further, we have expenses paid by cash. It means I've paid expenses, so I will write by expenses. 9,570. So these expenses will come in profit and loss. General expense is 9,570. Next is purchase of machinery by check. Means I have purchased machinery, so I'll write by machinery. 430. Now reconcile the accounts of machinery and sundry assets once. Means check the accounts of sundry assets once. The opening was 11,610. And I have purchased 430. So closing is 12,040. And account is tallied. There's no sale or depreciation. 430 was added to 11,610 makes 12,040. And also there's no separate mention of depreciation. So as we've added 430, it became 1240. And I'm just confirming sundry assets in balance sheet. 11,610 plus 430, total it is 12,040. Now this 12,040 is confirmed. All right. Now see next. We have withdrawn from bank into cash. So here we will have contra entry. Cash account debit 9,240. Bank account credited with 9,240. In cash write to bank. In bank will write by cash. Then after that, next is drawings by check. So we will write by drawings. Okay, by drawings. 3180. And these drawings will be deducted from the capital. 3180. But we gradually need to increase our speed. Okay. Now see next. Cash payment into bank. I've deposited cash in the bank. So bank will be debited and cash will be credited. In bank will write to cash. And in cash will write by bank. Done. This is payment to the creditor. By check, so we will write by creditor. We've made a payment of 60,270 to the creditor. And here we will write to bank 60,270. Now here this much work is completed. I have done all the transactions one by one and this is completed. And now we only need to separate the sales. And along with that, we need to separate the bank balance and cash balance. Rest, everything is completely done, all right? So you can check it till here. If you have any queries, then you can ask now. Now I'll give you the time of 10 minutes so that you can close the ledger by yourself, all right? So I am giving you 10 minutes. use your mind and try to close the ledger on your own, okay? And make sure that you are using pencil to write all the answers. And if something is wrong, then make the required changes. And if it's correct, then there's no need to do anything. And if you are using pen, then cross it once so it doesn't look messy. And you should know your mistakes, that where you can make mistakes in exam. So now, try to close the ledger accounts on your own and try to calculate the answer of final accounts quickly. All right. So I'm giving you 10 minutes for calculation. Okay. So guys, tell me, have you all tried your best? Those taking the recorded classes, they also have to put in the effort. If you don't put efforts, then you won't be able to learn. So let's start. Now I will start closing the ledger accounts one by one. In the debtors account, you will see that there is sales returns, then bad debt, collections and closing. But the opening balance is also missing. And credit sales are also missing. So two things are missing, which are the opening balance and credit sales. But I cannot close it in a hurry right now. I will have to wait for it. In the creditor account, the opening, payment, discount, returns and closing are given. So from here, I can quickly calculate the purchases. So from all this, I can easily calculate the purchases. We will get the purchases from the creditor account quickly. From the creditor account, the purchases are coming as 58,000. Can any student confirm whether the purchases came out to be 58,000? Just check the calculations. Everything else is fine. Just check the calculations. It's 58,000. These purchases will go to the trading account. 59,030 minus 400. 58630. 58630. Purchases are completed. Debtor will still not close. I'll first go to the cash bank. In the cash account, one thing that is remaining is the sales. There were some cash sales as well, but I don't have an idea about it. Then opening balance is remaining. In cash, both sales and opening balance is remaining. But in the bank, only the opening balance is remaining. Nothing else related to the bank is given separately. So firstly, I will close the bank and then I will try to calculate the opening balance. 439,240, 3180, 60,270, 6880. Total amount is 80,000. Minus 8,500, minus 62,500, minus 5,000. So the bank balance is coming as 4,000. The bank balance is 4,000. 4,000. Students, try and tell me, if the bank balance is 4,000, can we also calculate the cash balance? It is 2,960. Cash balance is 2,960. Total is 6,960. So 4,000 is bank balance. So cash balance is 2,960. I will enter this opening cash and bank balance in the balance sheet. 2,960 is cash balance and 4,000 is the bank balance. Now I can balance the cash and calculate the sales, and after this only one figure is left. 1,030,957,005,1,200. 16,800. 16,800. Minus 2,960 minus 9,240. The cash sales is 4,600. Write 4,600 in sales. So cash sales are 4,600. And the sales, it has already been shown in trading account. If cash sales are 4,600, then credit sale is 71810 minus 4,600. 71,810 minus 4,600. So this will be 67210. And now this ledger will also be balanced. So this ledger will also be balanced, correct? One 6530 is the opening balance. 16530 is the opening balance. This whole thing is just like a puzzle. If one connects, then second, third and fourth link will automatically connect. You just have to calculate one of them correctly. Credit sales are 67210, total minus cash sales. And balancing figure for the debtor is 16530 as opening balance. I'm showing this debtor's balance in the balance sheet. It's 16530. This debtor's balance will go in the balance sheet. It is 16530. So tell me, were you able to solve this? Please tell, were you able to solve this? Very good. So now I will close it. Now I will calculate the opening capital. 11610, 8040, 2960, 4000, 16530, 43140, 43140, 26770 is opening capital. Opening capital is 26770. I will write this opening capital of 26770 here. Now I will find the GP. Sales will be 71,810 minus 1,450. 70360 plus 11120. 81480. Here we will write to GP. 14,810. By GP. 14,810. General expenses are 9,300. Net profit. $4,290. Net profit is 4,290. Check it once. Check if there's any calculation mistake. If yes, then correct it. Single entry is not difficult, but patience is required. The net profit is 4,290. $36,380. $49,110. So in this way, the balance sheet is tallied completely. Students, take your time and check it. Take 1 minute, and if you have any doubt, then you can ask. Are you all done? The best part of this question was to make the cash and bank separately. Separating these made it possible to properly segregate all the transactions and create accounts effectively. It's done. Let's move ahead. We can proceed further. Fifth is done. Sixth is done. Let's move on to the next question. You can try next question. Let's do question 7 first. Question 7. Read it along with me once, and then I will give it to you for solving. Try to solve the question on your own, then I will help. The statement of affairs of Mr. M on Saturday, 31st December 2015 was as follows. You have been given a balance sheet for 31st December. This time, question already provides you with a balance sheet. Since the balance sheet is given, you will not create the opening balance sheet again. There is capital and creditors, so I will definitely create a creditor account, liability for outstanding expenses, fixed assets, stock and debtors, so I will create debtor account. There is bank and cash. I will make both cash and bank together in cash book and will make 4 ledger accounts. Opening balance sheet will not be made this time. Mr. M did not maintain his books on double entry system, but he carefully followed the following system. The following are his bank transactions for 13 weeks, all right. The question mentions that there are 13 weeks of bank transactions. All right. After 13 weeks on 1st April, Monday, entire cash was missing. When it was to be deposited in the bank, all right. On 1st of April, when we were to deposit the money in bank, but we saw that cash was missing. So it means that some cash was stolen. That means if I were to write the cash balance for March 31, then it would be nil. And whatever difference we have in cash account was stolen. Further following facts are stated. Stock is given, debtors is given, creditor is given, and there is missing cash. You are being told to calculate the missing cash. Question did not ask to create trading PL account. It asked to calculate the amount for the missing cash. So make trading PL account. Also make those 4 ledger accounts, cash, bank, debtor, creditor. Do everything that it says, give the profit, and also find out the cash that's missing. The trading and PL account might be needed. Sales and other things can go from there to debtor. Therefore, create a trading PL account. Create a cash and bank account. Also make the debtor account and the creditor account. Give amount for missing cash. The closing balance of cash, which is balance CD, will be 0, and whatever cash balance remains, that will be this missing cash. It is the loss. So we will show this in the PL account and then we will calculate the net profit. You have to do the working of 13 weeks. This time all the work is for 13 weeks and not for the whole year. You are given the opening balance sheet of 31st December. And you need to calculate missing cash of 1st April. Calculate missing cash of 1st April. Okay, calculate it. Bank account is also given, by the way. Please don't create a bank account. Opening balance is given. Collection is given, payment is given, closing balance is given, and bank details are also given. Only create the cash account. You need to create 1 cash account, 1 debtor account, 1 creditor account, and a trading P&L account. Okay, let us try to do it. Let's try to do it. What all will you make? Let me make it with you once so that it is easy for you. Then you can proceed further on your own. First of all, we will create cash account, which is the requirement of question. Question number 7. We will create 1 cash account to find the missing cash. In the working note, we will create one debtors account, one creditors account, and we will create one trading P&L account. If some work comes up, it comes. If it doesn't, fine, no problem. It's a practice. The trading P&L account, it's part of working. Note itself, question is only asking us to find the missing. Figure for 13 weeks means you've to do working for 3 months for 13 weeks. Trading P&L for 13 weeks. You don't have to work for entire year. Work is of 3 months and there are 13 weeks in 3 months. But there are 12 weeks in 3 months and every month has 4 weeks. If you add the total days in 3 months, the minimum days will be 91 and 91 divided by 7 is 13 weeks. So there are 13 weeks in 3 months. 1 week increases by adding 2 days each. We will create a trading P&L, debtor and creditor, and a cash account. You will start by your own. If anyone wants to make a balance sheet, go ahead. But it won't be useful. This will be useful. You will start by your own. Please try. I will give you 15 minutes of time. Okay? I'm giving you 15 minutes. Try it. So this is done. Okay. Done. Okay. Now I will solve this question. You can keep checking alongside a note where you have made mistakes and how to correct them. This question did not ask to prepare trading and P&L or balance sheet. It's just asking to calculate the missing cash. If you create a cash account, you can find the missing figure from it. As everything is linked in single entry, that's why I created debtor, creditor and other accounts. If any figure is related to cash, we can get from there. Number 2. This question is not for the entire year, but only 13 weeks. If anything is given in weeks, please consider it based on 13 weeks. Capital is of no use to me, I'll just mark it. We're not preparing a balance sheet, so opening capital is of no use. Creditors are 10,000, I created creditors account. Here write down by balance BD 10,000. Liability for expenses, outstanding expenses. We will keep this in mind and discuss it later. Opening date has outstanding. Fixed assets are not relevant right now. Stock is 10,000 and opening stock will go to the trading account. Opening stock 10,000. Debtors 15,000, so in debtors account. To balance BD 15,000. Next, bank 5,000. Just check the balance in the bank account below if it is 5,000 or not. So it is correct. Cash balance is 1,000. So in the cash account, write to balance BD 1,000. Cash balance 1,000. Let's move on. First, every week he draws rupees 200. It's given that he draws 200 rupees every week. He does this in cash because the banking transactions are given and there is no mention of drawings there. So he draws rupees 200 a week. So in cash, write by drawings. And it is 200 into 13 weeks. 200 into 13 is 2,600, which was drawn in these 13 weeks. Next, after meeting his weekly sundry expenses, rupees 100 on an average, and his drawings, the balance of weekly collections is banked at the commencement of the next week. From the cash collection he receives every week, he first incurs sundry expenses of 100 rupees. So, by sundry expenses, 100 rupees per week. So 100 into 13 weeks. This sundry expense will be recorded in PL. Here it's to sundry expenses. Sundry expenses is how much? 100 into 13, so 1,300. 1,300. Then after that he made drawings and whatever money was left, he deposited it in the bank. We have already recorded the drawings, don't do it again. He deposited the remaining money in the bank. In the bank, there is a figure for cash deposited here. We will look at it later and then it will be paid in cash. Third is no cash purchase is made and creditors are paid by checks. Okay. Fourth is sales are at fixed price, which includes 20% profit on sales. Sales are at a fixed price with 20% profit. Credit sales are few and are noted in a diary. Payments are received in checks only from such parties. Credit sales are not that much and whatever money is received from them, it is through checks. You have to keep all these points in mind. These will be useful when you create ledger, whether you need to record cash or the bank. Expenses other than sundries and other special drawings are made in checks. These are also paid through checks. All unpaid bills are kept in a file carefully. Unpaid bills mean any outstanding expenses. If a bill is received and I haven't paid it, then I keep it separately in a file. In the banking transaction, opening balance is 5,000 and check deposited 2,000. And this check must have been received from a customer, and if so, it will go into the debtor account. By bank, 2,000, 42,000 cash deposited. Right, by bank. I deposited cash into the bank, 42,000. Creditors paid 600. Okay, so in the creditors, we will write to bank 600. Then next is rent paid. How much is it? 3,000. This rent is my expense. It is paid from the bank, so write to rent 3,000. Next, expenses other than sundry expenses, to expenses 5,000. 400. There was some opening outstanding amount of 1,000. So I am deducting this opening outstanding from the expenses. Opening outstanding 1,000. 4,400. This 1,000 is from last year and will not be in PL. I'm not preparing closing balance sheet of 40,000, so closing balance is useless. After 13 weeks on 1st April, the entire cash was missing. So we have to figure out the missing cash amount here. So that means the cash balance of 1st April will be 0. So by balance CD will be nil. Cash balance 0. Stock on that date was 4,000. Stock value given in the question here. By closing stock, 4,000. The debtors balance is given 20,000. So in debtors, by balance CD, 20,000. After that, creditors is given as 8,000 as per unpaid bills file. It will be to CD 8,000. This is done. This is completed. Now I will discuss each point. First of all, I will close the creditor account. Okay, students? Okay, in the creditor, the payment has not been fully made. We still don't know the accounts. Purchases are also remaining. And the payment is also remaining. They mentioned the bank payment, but not the cash. And it is mentioned creditors are paid by checks. Creditors are usually paid by checks. If the creditors receive payments by checks, then the payment is received. But if this payment is made, then this account will not match. Is there some mistake in figures? Is there some mistake in the figures? It seems there's some mistake in creditors calculation. Because then there will be no purchases. Let's check it. Let's calculate the sales. Calculate credit sales to sales balancing figure. It's mentioned that the debtors make payments by check. Sales or the credit sales will be 7,000. Credit sales are 7,000. In trading, buy sales. In trading account, buy sales credit 7,000. Sales credit 7,000 rupees. This and this is done. Now here the cash sales is also not given. And the figure for purchases is also not calculated. Cash sales have not been provided. And the figure for purchases is also not calculated. What should we do next? There are no sales figures and we are not able to calculate purchases figure. If we calculate the purchases figure, then we could have proceed further. If we had the purchases figure, then we could have moved forward with this. I think there is some incorrect figure here. So students, will it be by bank 40,000 or not? In creditors, will it be by bank 40,000? No. I think there is some mistake in these figures. Just a second, let me check. Let me open the book once. I think there is some mistake in the figures. Just a second. I found it. There's a mistake. Correct the figures once. The creditor will be paid 40,000. I am correcting the figures. You should also do it. The creditor will be paid 40,000. Rent paid 600. Expenses are 3,000. Here it is 5,400. Please correct the figures. The figures are wrong. 40,600, 3,000 and 5,400, everything is correct here. There were mistakes in figures. So I will change it accordingly. I will record the creditors payment here as 40,000. Creditors payment 40,000. Then the rent is 600. I'll show the rent as 600. And then here the expenses will be 3,000. This figure will change slightly. Creditor paid will be 40,000. The rent paid will be 600. Expenses will be 3,000. And the balance will be 5,400. Check this once. Now I will calculate the purchases. Calculate it. By purchases, 40 plus 8,000, 48,000 minus 10,000. 38,000. And purchases are only on credit. Okay, students? So here in debit side, it will be to purchases. 38,000. Students, in the bank account, the creditor will be 40,000 and not the other way around. Is it clear? $38,000. Now I can calculate the GP, okay? How will I calculate the GP? GP is given here in the question. 20% profit on sales, write profit margin. 20% on sales. What does this 20% means? It means 1/5 on sales. You must have studied this. If 1/5 is on sales, then what will be the cost? It will be 1/4 on cost. To go from sales to cost, subtract the profit. A profit of 1 rupee on sales of 5 rupees. This 1/5 means 1 rupee profit on 5 rupees of sales. Okay, students. If there is a profit of 1 on sales of 5, then what will be the cost? 4 rupees. So profit on cost 1/4. And then what will be the cost of goods sold? It will be opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. So the cost of goods sold that we'll get is 10 plus 38 minus 4. 10 plus 38 is equals to 48 minus 4. 44,000. And what will be 1/4 of 44,000? 1/4 of 44,000. GP will be 11,000. So students, what will be the GP? GP is 11,000. If the GP is 11,000 here, then with this I can complete the sales here now. We are going to complete the sales now. Okay. If the GP is 11,000, then we can proceed to calculate the cash sales. I can complete the sales and we will get the cash sales. Cash sales will be recorded in the cash account as to sales. 48,000. To sales, 48,000. So I have closed and completed the P&L. Now here you can see we got 48,000. So with this we can get cash missing here. Buy cash missing. And you can also call this as cash theft. You can also call it cash defalcation. You can also this as cash defalcation or cash theft. 3,100. This will be recorded in the P&L in the debit side in the PL to cash. Theft. Record this to the PL. 3,100. Profit will be 4,000. And cash theft will go into the PL, cash loss. This is a loss and it will go into the P&L because all the losses usually goes into profit and loss. The net profit will remain 4,000. I hope you all are understanding. The question requirement was to calculate and provide the missing cash amount. This is the missing cash, 3,100. Let me check the answer once if it's correct or not. Credit sales 7,000. This is 38,000. Cash missing 3,100. It is correct. Cash missing 3,100. Absolutely correct. Here cash sales is calculated like this and we made a trading account. It's the same thing we calculated by making a trading account. So the missing cash that we got is 3,100. Interesting question. There were some mistakes in the question. That's why there was a problem. Otherwise the question was good. And this was a 13 weeks question. Okay, students? I hope everything is clear to you. So check this profit margin once. 1/5 on sales was given, but we didn't have the sales figure. So I converted it to 1/4 on cost. GP was calculated by taking 1/4 as cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is opening plus purchase minus closing. What is it? Opening plus purchase minus closing. Is it clear? I hope it is clear to everyone. I am giving a homework question 10. It's a good question. I want you to try it once at home. It's an interesting question. In the next class, we will discuss this first. Okay. That's all for today. And I will see you in the next class. Bye-bye.